and keeps you abreast?
First of all, when I was I was just graduated from the university, I was thinking about what I need to do. Like, should I get into a job into different MNCs where I will get salaries and at the same time a routine work of every single day, a certain period of time. Then I was thinking about why don't we do something which can impact into our society at the same time. We can connect different people from different part of our different part of our community. So that inspires me to create a gaming community back in 2010, 10 years back, when we used to play different games, virtual games, through multi gamers. So we used to organize different tournament where we invite youth from different university and colleges, and we take a registration fee, and that's how it's all started. On that time, the whole idea is to give them a platform where they can play, they can get some experience, at the same time they can get some prize money after winning something that will help them to create a sports mentality back in those days. So that's how it's all started in 2010. And after that, like after running the gaming platform, we tagged up with different big brands like Samsung, like BenQ. On that time, they are the biggest gaming brand and electronics brand in Bangladesh. So they used to sponsor us. Different ISP companies, they used to sponsor us. On that time, getting the sponsor was the whole idea. Like, we will earn some money and we will organize different events, and at the same time, like, people will get something out of it. So that was the whole idea of starting the gaming platform. And on that time, fortunately, I was selected. I was nominated from BRAC University. BRAC is the number one NGO in the world, to represent the young entrepreneurial ecosystem of Bangladesh in USA in a professional fellowship program, PFP program. Why I had got the chance to work with Tailwind. It's a data science company. It's a data science company of Pinterest. You all know about Pinterest. So they do their marketing plans and data science whole plan of actions of Tailwind. On that time, I got the idea of the real startup, how it works, the culture, how we can build a team, how we can collaborate with different cultural people, and at the same time, what is the core ideology behind and startup founder. So this is all started in 2015.
Ah,
I was invited from U.S. State Department there, where I worked with Tailwind, and I was placed in University of Oklahoma, where I was like, what I can say, like, it was a economic empowerment. The theme of our placement is economic empowerment, where we mingle with different class of people. And you know what? This is what we got, like the pure test of entrepreneurship. And fortunately, in South Asia, U.S. State Department selected entrepreneurs from India, Bangladesh, and Burma, Myanmar. So in our team, we have got mixed culture people from India and Myanmar and Bangladesh, and we have shared the culture, the food, at the same time the diversity of the culture together, and that is a good experience of myself, of mine, to start something new from the very beginning. And yeah, that's all started from USA back in 2015. Yeah,
that's interesting. Thank you, Imran, for sharing such deeper insights into your life. Excellent.
yeah,
So I completely agree that community building is very important, and once you have a strong community, you can create the impact that you want to create. You want to have on the ecosystem.
right,
And if I talk about startup ecosystem, it's on the rise. And in India, the startup system ecosystem is exploring more and becoming more mature,
right,
because a lot of young entrepreneurs are coming in. That's great. So,
right.
Imran, if you had to come up with three words to describe the impact you want to create in the outside world and in the inside world, what would that be?
I would say the power of social network and the accessibility of internet. Like right now, we are living in one global world where data plays a big role, and at the same time, internet plays a much bigger role where we can connect it from different part of the world. If you remember, in last few weeks back, we hold a session called Beyond 20, where we have
Right.
connected different entrepreneurs, investors from 10 countries. It won't be possible if we don't connect into internet and social network. So that is the core idea of creating this whole ecosystem and getting them on board under one umbrella, which is a social network. It can be Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, or the social network we are trying to build. It's called Inspiring Bangladesh. So the main idea is to onboard the whole community under one umbrella, which is convenient for everyone. That's how we are trying to contribute for the society in coming days. Yeah,
That's right. So the world is becoming digital, and we
right,
need to become digital. We need to go ahead, move with the world. So, what
right.
kind of attitude and entrepreneurial mindset one should have to become a good leader? Since you are a part of startup ecosystem for quite a while now, and you are also into the business. So, basically, what are the skill sets required?
First of all, like if I say like what are the barriers for the countries like India and Bangladesh, is the social pressure. In this two country, what we have seen, like the parents are always looking for a better future for their children, and that's why they never allow you to go into different startup, to chase your own dream or start something new from the scratch. They don't have any idea about the value or the vision that you have, which you are chasing in everyday's life. So that is one of the most difficult things, or like the barriers
Barrier.
what we have seen in different in Bangladesh and India. And another thing is the mindset. It needs to be very important. The mindset is like the show must go on. That I've always say to my people, like no matter what, the entrepreneurship or this kind of thing is a journey. The journey through which you are going to have something in coming days, and there are so many barriers, so many difficulties will come into your path. But you don't need to be, stopped by those things. You need to move on. You need to have those patience and those attitude to overcome all those things, and that is the first mindset that you need to have. The resilience, this capacity is very much important. Being a entrepreneur, whatever you are, a successful or you are a failure
Right.
person, you need to be resilient no matter what. And at the same time, the adaptability. You have to adapt so many new things at the same time, which is unwanted in your life. You must not accept that might happen into your life, but certainly it will happen with you. But you have to be very open-hearted to accept those kinds of challenges, just
Absolutely.
like the way we are facing right now. No one in this whole world or in Southeast Asia back in February of this year would have imagined they have faced this terrible situation right now. So no one would have like accept this, but somehow, like it's we have faced these difficulties in the whole world. So you have to be very adaptable in terms of having, or in terms of solving those kind of situation, and that will help you in the long term, being an entrepreneur. That's what I believe. That is the mindset you need to be have in these difficult days, or you can say this new normal.
I think Vanna has lost his connection, so she'll
Right.
be back. So by the time we can share a few things.
Sure.
Imran, I'm very much impressed with your energy and the enthusiasm which you are carrying as of now. What I would like to, know from you. right? What is your journey till now? Like your schooling, like as a child, what was your thinking? Because an entrepreneur's thinking is is different by birth itself. Because I it is up to me. Like if you talk about me, when I was a child, I used to think a lot, right,
Right.
about the toys which I used to buy, and everything was different, like a little bit different from other children. So how was you as a child actually?
Well, like as I've said it earlier, like there was no plan to be an entrepreneur. To be very honest with you, on those time, like as both of my parents are government employees, so we have grew up in that like mindset. Like in some way or somehow, we need to get a job, no matter what. That is the whole idea of Bangladesh or any part of this South Asia. That is what we always believe. But somehow, being an early age, I always believe that it will be like good journey if we can create something by our own and employ others. And that's how it's all started. And as I've said it earlier, like being a conservative country, being a conservative mind family, we always try to be a safe skip, like getting a job into any multinational and getting some good some getting a good salary at the end of the day. But once I was connected into different social activities or extracurricular activities, so that helps me eventually to to start myself as an entrepreneur in coming days. So this is how it's all started. And we are two brothers, so being the elder son, it's always you always have so many responsibilities in your head.
Right.
And there are other social belief which is really troublesome in our society, which we need to overcome eventually. And eventually, as I've said it earlier, like it was a good journey, and I'm looking forward to it. And we are into the new normal, and we need to enjoy whatever we are doing, no matter what. And that's how it's all going on in coming days. Yeah.
Right, right. That's great. So, any advice? Because so many people from India and Bangladesh is looking at you.
Right.
It's a live stream program. So, any advice for the new entrepreneurs from your side, right? If because after the COVID, a lot of young entrepreneurs would be coming up with their ideas and all. So, what
Right.
will be your advice? For the people, those who are looking to start their business?
Sure. So first of all, those who are watching and those who will watch it later, the main advice is to start your planning right now, and this is the right time to experiment some unwanted and unusual things which you might not thought it earlier. Trust me, like some crazy stuff you don't have any idea about it, about the visibility, or you can say like the probability of success of those idea. You can try it right now as an experiment basis to give a shot, like whether it will be fruitful for you or not. This is the right time. And at the same time, this is the perfect time to reskill yourself. There are so many free courses from different reputed university from the world, through which you can learn so many things and you can develop yourself. First of all, development of yours is a must. You need to develop yourself so that it will be easier for you for to become an entrepreneur. And this is the right time to reskill yourself and reinvest on yourself. And that's how I think those who will watching from India and Bangladesh, as we share a common culture or like the ecosystem, uh, we can come up with some new ideas, some groundbreaking ideas that were never available before. But right now, it will be kick off because of this need and because of this new normal. That's what I believe.
Right, that's great. I also think like by the time, when this COVID started, right, it came with a lot of opportunities to the people, right? Things have been very normal
Right,
because the ecosystem was very, I would say it was having barriers, right? When there was no COVID out there, right? So when if you want to reach somebody, everybody was busy. Like if you talk about me, I was also busy in my some stuff, and all those kind of things were going on. But
right,
by the time this COVID came, right, through these virtual platforms like Zoom or AirMeet, and there are n number of platforms which we are using these days, right? People are coming closer, right? They can interact with each other in no time, right? So these are the opportunities also came with the COVID itself. So it's a good thing, and I believe that the distances has been reduced by this COVID.
right,
Because somebody is sitting in USA, and if he want to talk to somebody in India or something like it, though we were using telephone calls and net calls before itself, and but things are now very much normalized at the digital point of view itself. So everybody is going digital. Everybody is trying to expand and break those boundaries which were there pro COVID. I should say before COVID itself. That's the whole
right.
idea. So
Absolutely.
yeah. So I would like to, I will give it to Bandana after one of my question, right? I just wanted to know, like, what is your vision actually behind, founding a community, or like I being an entrepreneur, I understand that you want to create a community for the people and for the youth of Bangladesh, and I
Right,
must congratulate you that you have over 50,000 followers on
right,
different platforms of inspiring Bangladesh.
right.
So, yeah, what is your vision actually behind it?
All right, thank you. It's a most important question, and the whole idea is to create a exclusive and inclusive network for Bangladeshi people. It's a market of 200 million people, so that's how we are targeting the audience, the user, the number of audience that we are targeting, and according to a research, we have found like more than 100 million people actively using social media in Bangladesh, more than, can say. So like what are we are seeing? We are seeing the power of internet and power of collaboration and power of a network. And right now, if you ask me like why it's another network that we are building for a we are building for the people, those who are inspiring. First of all, it's not a platform for the TikTokers. With all due respect, we are not looking for those who are looking for cheap entertainment rather than quality content. We are more focusing into quality content through which a mindset of people. Vandana was asking me the mindset of an entrepreneur or whatever mindset you have, that needs to be changed, and the social network plays a big role through which you can create your own your own community. So we are trying to build this community of 200 million people, and we believe, I hope, according to everyone's participation, we can create a social network for Bangladesh. If you ask me like what China is doing or Russia is doing, they have their own social network. They have their
Right.
own technology, own ecosystem, which is controlled by them. They are not relying on others through which they can be controlled by some other people. So that is what we are doing in Bangladesh, creating our own platform, our own network through which our data can be stored here in Bangladesh, and we are not relying, or like we are depending on some others in terms of this sensitive issues. So the vision is to make it big, the more bigger, larger, and at the same time there are so many investment opportunities is coming to our ends, and we are we are exploring, and we are pretty much exciting to explore these kinds of opportunities. And as we have said, like the whole idea of being a neighboring nation is to collaboration and share our resources, and like the investment opportunity, like as the market is more bigger in terms of Bangladesh and India. So like we are more open into exploring these kinds of opportunities, cross border opportunities. At the same time the vision is to make a platform, exclusive platform for Bangladeshi people, for sharing their stories, and through which they can connect, create, and collaborate. That's it.
Right, great. So we got a question from the audience. Like one of the audience, he's asking, "Hi, this is Dr. Niladri Chatterjee here from Rabik Innovation. We are running innovation centers in schools in Kolkata for sowing the seeds of innovations and incubation in schools. What is Bangladesh doing in this area of innovations in school?"
It's a very,
Yeah.
very interesting question, and I would like to thank Dr. Niladri Chatterjee for asking me this question. As you have know, Kolkata and Dhaka, the Bangladesh, the most important thing, the language is same. We talk in same language, which is Bangla, and the culture is almost same. That includes the food habit and the and other important things. Bangladesh is right now is creating different innovation labs into different schools, which they are treating is at Maker Lab, which is funded by government. Government is more focusing into creating an inclusive digital ecosystem, because we are heading towards digital Bangladesh roadmap by 2021, and we have planned a Delta plan of 2041, and we are very close to reach this 2021 journey, and through which our government is focusing into different incubation center into different school and college, through which they can nurture their ideas and make a prototype. That is the whole idea of a maker lab. Say like, I have an idea through which I want to explore it. How I will explore it if you don't have the product to show to the investors, if I don't have the platform to show to my people, to my audience, whom they will subscribe, whom they will invest into. So our government and our whole ecosystem is more focusing into convert their idea into a reality. That's why they're introducing different incubation center, and through this incubation center they are giving all those support to make a prototype, or you can say an MVP, through which it's easier for them to convert it into reality, and they can check whether it's possible or not, because there are so many amazing ideas, but in reality this is really tough to make it implement into the market. So from the very beginning, or at the early stage of their life, they are getting the idea of the feasibility of their idea. So that's what we are doing in Dhaka and different part of our Bangladesh. Thank you for the question.
Right. Thanks for your answer, Imran. Over to you, Vandana.
Yeah.
Thank you. So Imran, you just talked about the idea and the MVP. So what do you think is the procedure or the parameters to follow in order to develop your idea into a product or a service?
Well, this is the most important thing for any founders or any startup, to develop the idea. So
Right.
I always suggest them to for impact investment. Say like, don't wait for anyone to invest in you, because they will see if you believe in your idea. The first investment should come from your pocket. You are not waiting for Mr. X, Y, or Z to invest in you.
Yeah.
That gives you the investor confident on you, that like that guy take this product into that stage, and if we can help him, then it will go further. So that is the strategy I always follow. I always believe in impact investment, and as I've said, like if you believe in your idea, the investment should come from your pocket, and then you will find there are so many people out there to help you out. Now it's your choice, like how you will strategize yourself to make it more professional, at the same time make it more feasible for your investor. Like if I give you my story of how I designed this thing, like all the investment on inspiring Bangladesh from the very beginning, we have created by our own, by my own pocket, because I know it will eventually create a huge platform. And after that, so many people will come to support us, to help us, to give you funding. And eventually, just right after launching, just within 1 month, we have got the support of government. And we can proudly say that Inspiring Bangladesh is a startup which is funded by Bangladesh government. So that is how we are trying to create a community, an ecosystem through which we are inspiring others to come up with your idea, to share your idea with others. And don't worry, no one can copy you. The way you can plan your idea, no one can copy that. That is what I always try to say to different founders who I have met into different times.
Yeah, very
Fantastic.
true.
That's right. That's very true. And if you go to any investor, the investor would want to know how much you are invested in your business. That's the first
Right,
thing the investor wants to know. So you need to put your skin into the business. Then only you'll be able to attract more investors for your
right,
business.
right.
Right. So, Imran, as a youth entrepreneur, you have built your business from the scratch. So, would you like to share some key points to consider or practices to follow while starting your own business or your own venture?
Absolutely. One key things I always share with my audience, like investment, don't invest in your idea. Trust me. No matter how brilliant your idea is, no one will invest in your idea in this world. They invest on you. They
Yeah.
invest on me. They invest on Mr. Abhishek. No one will invest on the idea because there are so many brilliant ideas, but the founders are not well adaptable. They are not resilient. They are not like they are not well trusted so that they can invest their hard-earned money on that on that venture. So for those who want to start their own business, I always request them and ask them to build yourself, to build your own portfolio, to build a brand on yourself, so that like people can trust you. People can the investor can trust you, and an investor can rely in your own personal portfolio. That is how it's all started. Because we have seen there are so many brilliant idea, some groundbreaking idea. Sometimes we have realized like why they are not getting any kinds of funding or supporting.
Right.
Then we can research, and then we can take a deeper look. What's the reason? The reason is the founder is not well trusted. The founder is not that much well educated. At the same time, the aura, or like the personality, the persona he or she needs to represent the startup, it's not well defined. That's why they are not getting the funding. That is the reason that I have find, in my own opinion. And according to your question, like those who are planning to start their ventures, first develop yourself, invest in yourself, skill yourself, and make the maximum out of the social media. The reason I said all connections, every single connection, whatever I have made, I have generated, is through the social network. It's the social network is the key point through which we can reach anybody and everybody, those who are looking, those who can help us or create an impact in our life. So don't waste your social time in an ideal way, or like in not proper way. Utilize it in more profitable way, so that it can counts, it can make an impact to your life.
That's right. That's right. I completely agree with you.
Great.
It's
So
very important.
we yeah, we have a attendee who is actually want to ask a question,
Yeah.
and I am handing over the mic to Mr. Sanjeev Kapoor. He is one of the attendee, so he will ask a question from Imran, or maybe say Vandana.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Sanjeev.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. I don't think that you
Good
guys
evening.
know me. I spent about 32 years in the industry at a very senior level, and right now I am on the member on the advisory board of about 7 companies, various clubs, association, president of many institutions. And I totally in agreement with Imran when he said no concept or no idea sells. It is the person whose quality sells when you are trying to sell the business plan to an investor. But
Right.
there is a lot of problem with all due respect to young entrepreneurs, young leaders, young folks. There is a lot of problem with this young guys. They take it to their ego and
Right.
stop accepting the experience, the so-called experience which we guys possess in our life.
Right.
So that is where there is a very, very perpendicular line. It is not a parallel, but it is a perpendicular line which goes 180 or 360 degree. There is a big gap. So do you have any prevention mechanism to eradicate that gap to 180 or 360 to 90 degrees or 45 degrees in a time to come? I know that it is not going to happen overnight, but do you have any prevention mechanism to eradicate that deal? And I am honored to tell you that at one point in time in 2004, single-handedly I brought 1.6 billion dollars to India for a very large telecom venture.
Great.
So that has a feather in the cap. So what is your take on this? Thank you
Right.
very much.
So,
Thank you.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you,
And
sir,
my
for.
intention is, not to hurt you guys, not to hurt any young leaders or young entrepreneurs. It is just a thought which I thought I'll be shared when you are having such sort of voice of founders session. And most of the founders which I can see are the founders which are less than 40 years of age. So
Right.
that is what I'm trying to preach. So
Right. Very
please,
true.
please.
So, first of all, sir, I would say we are feeling honored that you are
Yeah.
listening us,
Thank you very
and
much.
you
Thank
have
you.
joined us with, and your question is very valid,
Right.
right? I think that Imran should give inputs on this first of all, and then I will give my 2 minutes on this.
Thank you, Mr. Sanjeev, for your amazing question. Like, as I've said it earlier, like the mindset, like the ego comes with a mindset. Like, if I have the mindset of winning, I have to do it, or I have to crack the deal no matter what, then this ego will be a sideline for me. That's what I always believe, and that's how it all works. Like when it comes to pitch, like you have to face so many rejections in your life that you can't even imagine. If you
Right.
ask me, like I have faced so many rejection in my life, and trust me that every each single rejection makes me more confident, and I have got something to say or tell people when it will come to give a winning speech, and that is how I make myself confident in coming days and coming times. And in terms of the in terms of the founder, those who are the early age founders, the founders like us, those who are planning into different ventures to explore, uh, the mindset should be very important. The mindset makes the most important mindset, the winning mindset. If you have got this winning mindset, no one can stop you to winning something. And as I've said, as we all know, like in different startup, it's all about crack different investment. Investment can be cracked only and only if you are solid minded, and if you are in that mind through which you can attract different investor. And this is how it works in different part of the world, as I have seen in short period of our time. Thank you, sir.
I have a suggestion. Why don't, out of this group who is attending this Voice of Founders episode 2 or 1, whatever, no, we can make a small group where we can say that we can have a mandate to to educate the young leaders who are coming up into the market and trying to do the mistakes and learn from the failures, because we guys are so experienced that we already have so many failures and successes in life. So why not we can shorten their path and tell them that these are the mistakes we have already incurred, so that they will get the precautions pre-handedly before they do any sort of the pitch or any sort of business analysis or any sorts of funding kind of requirement to the people. So I think I have that suggestion, and I'm there to help you guys. I'm there to lead. I have no problem at all. I have no
Thank you.
problem.
Right.
If
Thank
you
you,
if
sir.
you desire so, if you feel so,
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you very
Thank you
much.
so
if you
much.
feel so.
Great to know. Yeah.
Right. Thank you. So thanks for your question. And I believe Imran has given you the answer. And my take would be on this that you're very right that people like us, because, I'm also in my 30s. So whenever we actually find people like you, and I have seen this attitude in a lot of people, and I will give you today's example as well. That I had a meeting today with somebody who's 15 years elder to me, right? And he started his own business once again, and we were discussing about the opportunities and merits and demerits. He's from Jaipur, so he came to meet some of his friends in Delhi. So I was in Delhi, so I went to meet him, and that was his question as well. That there are a lot of young founders, those who don't even listen to anybody, and they listen to their gut feeling. And let me tell you, sir, why this happens, right? And it happens especially with the people, those who are coming from, that service class background, because whenever they try to do something new, right? Whenever any founder want to create something new, even if his idea is good, everything is at its place, if he goes to the validation, he meets a lot of negative people out there in the market. Because, and that is why communities like Inspiring Bangladesh, or whatever we are trying to do with Accelerize, we are trying to create a positive environment within the founders, so that they should come and should go to the right person, right?
Right.
Because as founders, we love our ideas. Everybody love their ideas. It is our baby. So when somebody says negative about their idea, about their thought process, so there are some founders, those who are a little bit stubborn. I accept that, right? And that stubbornness, or that ego, goes over a period of time after listening no's from one or two, or maybe say they're in their third session of with the investor speed dating or something like it. So when they listen no from two or three investors, then they come back to some mentor, or maybe say more experienced guy like you, and then they take advice with a very polite manner that, sir, tell me what I need to do to get funding or to get ahead in my life, or
Right.
maybe how I can go forward with my idea itself. So that is the whole point of view, sir. And as young founders like us, we are very much honored that you actually proposed us to give your time. I will definitely try to contact you and create something with you.
Anytime,
And
Absolutely,
anytime,
absolutely. And
anytime.
one more thing I need to share, like the mindset of being of giving mentorship. Like this culture needs to be like more uh,
Nurtured.
nurtured in different part of India and Bangladesh, so that like experienced people like Mr. Sanjeev Kapoor can share his experience. Like it's priceless. So like with his experience, some people like us can know something important, which completely unaware somewhere somehow in our mind. So that needs to be created, we believe. And as we have discussed with Abhishek, like we need to take this kinds of initiative from India and Bangladesh point of view for a collaboration, so that like it's easier for us to create the same mindset or same synergy together, as a collaboration. Yeah.
No, I can say that I can leave my number with you guys, which is you can note down 807 682 9854, which you can contact me anytime on WhatsApp, sending me a message and trust in me, you get a revert in less than 10 seconds.
Great,
Even
sir.
if it
So
is
like,
night, you try it tonight.
yeah.
Even if it is
No,
sent at 4 o'clock in the morning, you will get a revert at 4:01.
Amazing.
no issues. Thank you,
So I
sir.
believe in
Thank.
that. I
Excellent.
believe in
Yeah.
doing a promptness. Rather than you say करता हूँ, सोचता हूँ, कल करते हैं, अभी मैं अपने दूसरे पार्टनर से पूछ लूँ. That means you will never do it, my dear friend. I am telling you. And most of the people, there
Right.
is a problem in the
Right.
young
Thank you, sir.
population.
Thanks. Thanks. And I.
Yeah, please go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, sir. We will have a discussion later.
Please, please. Thank you very much.
We are running short of time, so just in
Yeah,
10
thank you
15
very
minutes.
much.
Yeah, thank you,
I
sir.
I will now take your leave and thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Congratulations.
sir.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, so carry on.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was a valuable feedback,
Yeah.
and
Truly.
yeah, we can take into consideration. So let's move ahead. Imran, since you have been a part of startup ecosystem and have been associated with various startup communities for quite a while now, so you must have identified certain gaps in the ecosystem that needs to be bridged for creating a stronger infrastructure for young entrepreneurs. So
Well,
what are they, and
uh,
how do you cope up with such
uh,
challenges?
this is sort of gap, which is not that kinds of serious or like to be concerned about. It's up to us. It's up to the founder or the individual how we can minimize it. As I have said it earlier, say like if I need something, if I am looking for your help, I need to reach you out no matter
Right.
what. And in terms of the startup or the ecosystem collaborator or the builder, you know what you are looking for and how a certain people can help you out. So it's up to you completely how you can manage it or how you can do it. So this is how I always see, like, it's you who can take the initiative through which the gap can be minimized. And the main gap is the gap of communication. You need to be very communicative, and at the same time you need to be very informative about the recent world, about the current activities, what's going on, through which this gap can be minimized. And you have to be know the recent trends and tricks through which you can get so many information which can be valuable in coming days of yours.
Fantastic. That was a valuable insight, Imran. And
Yeah.
since we were talking about the challenges, so what has been the greatest challenge through your life and how did you overcome it?
Okay. So, like, overcome, as I've said, like from the very beginning, there need to be a complete strategy. There
Right.
can be a complete roadmap, and there are some other alternate plans as well. Like there are plan A, B, and C, through which you need to know where you need to go and how you need to reach there. So this needs to be sorted by your own strategy, by your own plan, and that's how I believe it can be sorted by your own. Don't depend on others, those through for whom you are waiting to help you. Instead, like go for like people, those who can help you out. So that's what I always believe in coming days for the startup ecosystem.
That's right. That's right. And I completely agree. The founders need to do their own evaluation, honest evaluation. They need to
Right.
evaluate their idea. They need to evaluate themselves and then their business structure and then proceed with their operations.
Right.
So, yeah. So, Imran, our audience primarily comprises of startup founders who are young, motivated, and enthusiastic. And I'm sure they would like to hear the cheat sheet to growth hacking from the expert himself, since you are a growth hacker too. So, would
Right.
you like to share some?
Like cheat sheet is like be active in social network and find the people, those who can help, those who can add value in your success, and be like make the most out of your internet. Don't waste your time sharing all bullshits. As you know, like social media is full of fake newses and cheap newses. So like make the most out of it, most out of the social network. through which you can get the desired connection, desired network. And as I've said, the main challenge is the communication. Like, you need to be very communicative. Don't wait for others to knock. Just knock them. Just knock that person, knock that investor,
Right.
knock that startup founder, to share your ideas, or like pitch a short pitch, or like anything that can create an impact towards them, that you are someone who can who is very interesting. First of all, as I've said it earlier, like, no one invest on your idea, invest on you. You need to be very interesting. You need to be full of life, full of spirit, and at the same time connective. That's how it you can do well in coming days. And this is the cheat sheet I always follow in my case.
Completely agree. So I completely agree that, while you are a founder of a startup, you work for the society, you try to solve the problem with your solution, and thereby you create an impact. So you have to think collectively. That's a
Absolutely.
point I completely agree with you. So, Imran, you would agree that tech startups are booming around the world and contributing to the strengthening of global startup ecosystem.
Right.
Since you are also an active tech entrepreneur, what's your take on this? So, what is
Well,
the scenario in Bangladesh like?
Well, as I've said it earlier, our Prime Minister announced Digital Bangladesh back in 2009. So we are heading towards the vision of Digital Bangladesh by 2021. And we are heading our 50 years of independence in 2021. So there are so many inclusive innovation is going on in our country. And at the same time, as you have said, like, government can plays a big role boosting the tech startups in both India and Bangladesh. So we are fortunate enough to get those kinds of support from our government, and we believe, like, with all with the support of the current youth and the technology system, evolution, we can reach somewhere somehow in coming days to the to a big revolution through the blessings of IT in coming days. That's what I always believe in coming days. Yeah.
Perfect. So, Imran, just out of curiosity, as the startups continue to grow in the market and investors are more interested in investing in early stage startups, so that's leading the increase in number of unicorns and sunicorns and other minicorns
Right.
like Paytm, PhonePe, Swiggy. So, just wanted to ask a question here: how important do you think self funding is, and when do you think the founder should go for fundraising? What is the best time for a founder to go for a fundraising?
Your first part was like the impact investment, as I've said it earlier. The investor will invest on those ideas or those ventures, those who are scalable,
Right.
those we can scale further towards the growth. And at the same time, the early age startup like us, or like the startup like different startups we have seen. If you ask me, in our case, Inspiring Bangladesh, we are in that position where we believe in impact investment, and impact investment is very important nowadays, because one certain moment after 6 months, when I will raise our seed funding, I repeat it again, seed funding, then I can say, in my platform I have got 100,000 plus active users, and those number of active business, and those amount of data through which people can be interested to invest on you. Why people will invest? Because you can create an impact. There are so many things are related with you. You are working with different bodies, different partners, your government. So that is your negotiation points that we are trying to generate by from Inspiring Bangladesh. And for the founders, those who are watching, just first of all, study your criteria. Say, like, you are a ride sharing company, you need to go to that kind of investor, those who invest in Gojek, or like or like the investor, those who are invested into different ride sharing companies like Grab, like other Uber and other ride sharing companies. So you have to focus on your own category through which you can find it out the relevance or the focus driven investor for your investment. So you have to be very specific and precise what you are looking for and from where for where you are looking for. That's it. That's what I believe.
Excellent, Imran. That was a valuable insight on how ecosystem works and what needs to be
Yeah.
done. And I'm sure our attendees could derive a great value out of the things discussed here.
Yeah, thank you.
So now we are progressing towards the last leg of our session. We are
Yeah.
coming to the close of our panel discussion. So if anybody has any question, they can post into the chat box. Think.
No issues. I'm looking after that, so you can continue. If any questions would be there, I'll notify.
Okay.
Perfect. So Imran, just on a lighter note, what are your top three interests?
Topmost.
Top three interests.
Well, first interest is traveling, which I am missing completely. I love to travel into different part of the world. Second interest is making contacts with influential and stranger people, those who might like create an impact in our society. And as third interest and the most important interest is creating a community and meeting with inspiring people in different part of the time. And as you have know, we have a online show called the Inspiring Show, where we have invited more than 300 people from different part of the world during this pandemic in last 4 months. So that is one of my current interests to meeting with new people and make connections and eventually enhance my network for the future.
That's interesting. So community building is your
Yeah.
key interest.
Absolutely.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a question from Imran. Like, obviously, we are neighboring countries, right? So, what are your plans, basically, with inspiring Bangladesh, and what are your plans, basically, with the Indian startup ecosystem?
Like as I've said about the investment is the most important part for both of our countries to attract foreign investment. Those who have interest in South Asia, specifically in India and Bangladesh, we can create a consortium. We can create a platform through which we can attract different foreign investment to our different startups. Like as we are also in a startup, at the same time we invest into different ideas as well. So as we have discussed about, we can host a summit, cross-border summit, India Bangladesh investment summit or investment forum, through which we can attract different sponsors, investors, different mentors, like Mr. Sanjeev Kapoor has said. Like he is willing to give his time to the young people. So I believe this is the right time for collaborations. Being a neighbor
Right.
country, one important quotation, Mr. S.S. Aluwalia, the one of the politicians from India, has said during our visit last time in India. So you can change your friends, but you can't change your neighbors. So that is the
Right.
most inspiring message, as I have heard from his point of view. Like we can change neighbor. That's the most important thing. So this is the right time for collaboration, and this is the right time to create a platform through which we can attract different investment group from all over the world for this market, for India and Bangladesh.
Right, good. So being an organization, we are always open, to collaborate and, sharing the synergies with inspiring Bangladesh and
Absolutely.
the people from the Bangladesh ecosystem. So obviously we can plan out something and go out in the market and create an ecosystem where we can help the founders from Indian startup ecosystem and the Bangladesh startup ecosystem So obviously we can plan a summit probably in the month of November or
Yeah.
December, right? Where we can collaboratively, call up the mentors, incubators, accelerators from both the countries and create a happening event for the benefit of both the I would say crowd or
The
founders of
ecosystem.
both the
Yeah.
countries. Yeah, the
Right.
ecosystem itself. That's the whole idea. So great, Imran. It was really nice talking to you, and thanks, Vandana. Right, you are always been a great help for
It,
me. Right, so for
it's my
thanks for
pleasure.
both of yours time. Uh, yeah,
Absolutely.
and I believe
It's
we
an
can create
absolute
something.
pleasure to get. It's an absolute pleasure to get to know you, Imran.
It's
Wonderful having
always
you
a
here.
Great.
pleasure. It's always a pleasure, and we're looking forward for some upcoming collaboration. As we have said, like the investment summit, it can be a
Absolutely.
groundbreaking thing, first time ever for the startup ecosystem for both Bangladesh and India, and that's how I believe we can create the impact in coming days.
Right.
Right, obviously.
Yeah,
So thank you,
yeah.
Imran. Thanks for your time.
Pleasure,
Uh,
and I hope to see you
Thank you so
soon. Thank
much.
you.
great.